Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RV Business Capital Talk. I'm Rick Kessler from RV Business. Also from RV Business is Mr. Sherman Goldenberg. And we have four very special people joining us today. Let's start with Gwynn Sullivan. Gwynn, you're the Executive Director of the Care Camps Foundation. Thank you for joining us. And with Gwynn, we have three of our board members. And let's go from my top left, Jason Hershberger. Jason is the general manager overseeing Primetime RV with Forest River. And Jason, I just realized this. You've been in the RV industry. You're the baby of this group, apparently, myself not included, at 25 years of service. And you're the baby.
Well, when you got industry vets like this in the room, it's hard to be on top. That's for sure.
Okay. And then moving down the line, Jeff Hirsch. Jeff is the CEO of Campers in RV. 40 dealerships, including the partnerships that you have across the nation. Congratulations on all of that.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And Jeff Rodino. Jeff is the RV president for Patrick Industries. Oh gosh, Jeff, what, 30 plus years, I think?
No
Yes.
way. No way.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Really looking forward to this conversation. Gwynn, how about we start with you, Care Camps Foundation. I think most people are familiar with what Care Camps does, but please refresh our memory.
Well, thank you so much. And just first of all, Rick and Sherm, we just really appreciate you giving us this platform today. We're just very grateful for all your support. And it's wonderful to be back with you all. Care Camps Foundation, our mission is to simply and greatly bring joy, hope, and healing to children with cancer by supporting pediatric oncology camps across the United States and Canada. That's it. That's our mission here. And that's been our mission for 40 years and will continue to be our mission for as long as it takes here. I mean, ultimately, of course, our goal is that we no longer need to exist because there's no longer childhood cancer. But until then, this is our rock solid mission. We are the camps that we fund. Last year, we funded 117 pediatric oncology camps across the United States and Canada that served over 41,000 children, their siblings, their family members, and that was just in 1 year. So it's really just an amazing and it's opportunity, and it's such an honor to sit in this space all together here.
Well, and if you don't mind me inserting, looking at your annual report,
Yes,
those
thank you.
117 camps, congratulations, by the way. That's not an inexpensive endeavor at all. It's, I think last year, I'm going to look at my notes, over $2 million to put those on, to sponsor those kids and their families to be able to participate in that. And really, to be beat around the bush, that's why we're here. That's what we're hoping to rally the RV industry to further support Care Camps Foundation. And with that, maybe let's turn to Jeff Hirsch, please, first. Jeff, your connection with Care Camps goes back a few years now, right?
It does.
What do you like about it?
Well, I think that, for me, it's somewhat personal because we had a child that had some health challenges. It wasn't cancer, but one of the things that I guess was close to my heart is that when you think about, let's say, a child that has cancer, the family's trying to deal with that. And really, it's an emotional trauma for the family. So there's siblings and parents that are trying to deal with that. In fact, one thing that I actually heard one of a camp recipient, one of the campers that went to the oncology camp, spoke about the fact that they just kind of go with the flow when they're going through the treatment. It's like they're just kind of doing what they're told to do, but the families are really dealing with the emotional trauma. The siblings are trying to figure out, where they fit in this. All right. And and maybe a lot of the attention, at least in my family, was toward that sick child. And how does a brother and sister, relate to that? And then the parents trying to go ahead and deal with that. And one of the things that was important to me is to go ahead and see the families partake in this whole essentially experience of going to the outdoors, having that experience with other children that are going through this, but also the siblings and the parents, and learning how to cope with a child that's going through cancer. And that's where it really resonated with myself and my wife, Debbie. And we just wanted to embrace something that was really important. And we think that we're doing a good job doing that because, as Gwen said, it's 41,000 campers that attend this. It's also 41,000 families. And we can't leave the families out because they're going through a very stressful time.
Very good. Very good. Sherman, did you want to say something? I thought I interrupted you.
No, I mean, only to say that, in the big picture of life, I can't imagine a philanthropy, a fund more touching than this. And it's become, kind of an industry favorite. You just can't say no. And with that, you other guys, what speak up about your involvement, if you would.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. About 4 years ago, we were introduced to care camps, and Patrick's mission as a company is to take care of its customers and its shareholders, but it's also to serve the communities in which we reside. And care camps really presented a unique opportunity for us in the fact that we're in 25 different states. We're not just in Elkhart, Indiana. And with what Gwen talked about is care camps is serving children and families in 39 different states, many states that we're in. And when you have 10,000 employees, there is undoubtedly, and we know for a fact, there's families within our organization that are touched by, the need for care camps to get their kids to camp, because we have children in our, parents in our organization that have children that are afflicted with cancer. I had a really special event last summer when I was able to go down to Camp Boggy Creek down in Florida and firsthand see the look on these kids' faces when they go into camp. And, they're not worried about their next appointment, their next surgery, their next medicine they have to take. They're worried about what activity they're doing next, their friends they haven't seen for a whole summer. And if you get the chance to do that, it'll change, it changed me. And, as a board member, being able to have that opportunity to go out and see the camps and see how they run and see the look on these kids' faces, that tells the whole story. And the fact that we're able to do this really across the United States and Canada and touch as many families as Gwen pointed out is truly amazing. And it's something that touches all of us, and unfortunately probably will until things are cured. So that's what it means, not only to our company but to me personally.
I apologize for that phone call. I forgot to silence it, obviously. Jason, how about you?
Well, I've been on the board for 4 years now, and really the mission kind of started, when Pete Legal went through his battle with cancer there. He said it's one thing for me to have cancer, but he looks at the kids, in the ward and said that's just not fair. And so he wanted to try to focus the company on doing something related to camping maybe, and related to cancer for sure. And he ended up stumbling upon care camp somehow. And obviously with his big personality, we all rallied behind that. And we just do an ongoing donation now for every boat, RV, or trailer that we build. And we hope that donation goes on forever. There is not a end date on that. So if you look at every unit that we build, there's a little sticker right by the door that shows about our commitment to care camps, and a little QR code on there for you to learn more about it. So we're the megaphone as much as we can be. And, I told Gwynn in the article a long time ago that, we hope that it's not just a Forest River thing. We hope it's a OEM thing, a dealer thing, a supplier thing. I hope we get every single person on board, and then we don't have any kids waiting to go to camp. We can never fulfill that need. And so the more the better.
Gwynn, what's the status of care camps at the moment, and where things are headed for the rest of 2025 and beyond?
I appreciate the question, Sherm. We actually this year we're going to be funding more camps this year. We're looking at funding 125 camps, and in addition to supporting their operations, that's what they need the most here, is just basic support for their operations, so the children and the families can attend these camps at no cost. So that's what we fund. That's how we fund. And in addition to that, many of these camps they're innovating their camp programs. They're going beyond the traditional outdoor camp program. In addition to that, they're going into hospitals, they're going to clinics, they're going to schools. And we want to help these camps be able to reach more children. And in addition to, providing that, the healing power of the outdoors, what's equally important and almost even more important is that sense of community, helping these camps, connect children that are going through the same thing. And that really helps them with their sense of belonging, and that it's okay, and that I'm not different. There's others that are going through this with me. And along with that too, in connecting the children, of course, families get connected as well. So we're really, that's the goal here. As I said, we're going to continue to focus on funding these pediatric oncology camps. And we want to help them be able to do more. And every year, we start over again. We raise money to give it out here. And so every year we begin again. So it's just, we are so grateful for the ongoing support here from the industry.
Speaking for RV Business, we intend to help you proceed through the year here and grow, and I'm sure these guys do as well. Rick, before this gets away from us, we should mention the Power Breakfast, right?
Right. Yep, I was planning on that. We're going to have Gwynn and her team at the Power Breakfast on May 8th, I believe. It's that Thursday morning. Gwynn will have a table in the back, and she'll be available for questions. I would encourage people to reach out to Jason, Jeff, and Jeff if you got questions for them and their involvement, and maybe some of the unique ways that their companies have been able to provide some funding for care camps. Gwynn, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. To use Sherman's favorite grammar, yes, care camps has become a favorite of the RV industry. Let's make it more favoriter.
I love that. I love that.
Yep. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Everybody.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
Rick. Thanks,
Thank
Sherman.
you.
Have a great day.
Take care.